All right, guys, I'm Sean O'Connor. This is Brian Larson, offensive lineman for Iowa State. He'll be helping me out, kind of demoing the exercises today. We're going to start with the clean variation, the hang clean. First off, I want to establish with kind of the novice athlete, you want to be able to establish a hinge pattern before you get them under a clean. So we're going to go through what most people call an RDL, okay, with a barbell. We'll kind of go over technique with that, and then we'll go into a clean progression. First thing I want to see with an RDL hinge is that the feet are underneath the hips in a power position, okay? We don't want them clear out wide or heels together, anything like that. We want them in a power position under the hips, okay? Now, before we start this movement, we're going to get a slight bend in the knee, here, okay? And then we're going to start with a hip tilt going backwards, okay? So what I mean by hip tilt is the hips will shoot back, and then we'll go into the hinge, okay? Go ahead, right back up. Hip tilt, hinge down, good. Notice how his shoulders go over the bar, okay? That's what we want. The bar will slide down the leg until his chest gets to parallel, create a big stretch on the hamstring, and then we're back to center, okay? Let's go ahead and get like set of 5 in. Good. And notice at the top of the movement, okay, he comes completely to center. Okay, he's not leaving it short. Hips will come through, really squeezing the butt at the top of the movement. Now, once I feel comfortable with a hinge, we'll move into more of the clean progression. So the first tool I want to use to utilize effectiveness in a clean is the triple extension. So when I say triple extension, I'm meaning extension of the ankle, knees, and hips. Okay, very vital for sports performance, and we can translate that in the weight room out to the field. Okay, so Brian will start with a hinge like we were doing before. Good, and come up on top of the toes. Knees extend and hips extend. Okay, so when we do this, we don't want to leave the hips unextended. Okay, we really want to get here, and that'll transition us into a catch, generate more speed on the barbell. Okay, go ahead. Good. Really explosively come up through. Good. More. Good. Good. Now, once we get the triple extension down, okay, we'll work on transitioning from a triple extension into a catch position. So with the, go ahead, just get the barbell up on your shoulders. All right, so with the catch position, I want the elbows really high, okay? Depending on the athlete's shoulder mobility and previous wrist injury issues, it could defer. Something that'll help with this is releasing the bar into the fingers, okay? Instead of just having a death grip on the bar, okay, it's hard for us to get our elbows up. Once we release it into our fingers, okay, we can really drive through that elbow, create a nice little shelf for the barbell to rest on instead of hitting the athlete in the collarbone, okay? Next thing I want to emphasize with the catch position is the hips. When we catch, we don't want just a knees forward position, okay? We want a nice athletic position. Hips will shoot back, okay? And then we'll stand up and reset. That'll count as 1 rep, okay? Let's go through that. Keep it up on the shoulder. So hips will be bent, hips back, good. Just like that. Now do it wrong. Do like a knees forward position, okay? This is what we're not looking for, or anything with fully extended arch back, okay? We want to try to avoid things like that. We want a nice athletic position, hips back, okay? Let's put it all together here. Back to center. We'll start with a hinge, just like before. Go nice and slow, okay? Explode up and catch. Good. A couple more of those. Hinge, explode, catch. One more. Good. Now, the reason I like to use those types of 3 movements is so we can get the feel in the athlete's mind instead of them overthinking it. With a clean, it's kind of a complex movement with a lot of different tactile cues. We want to try to make it as simple as possible at first. Okay, just try to get the feel down. Once they get the feel for that hinge, exploding up and then accepting the load, okay, then we can move on to more tactile cues like elbows through, extend the hips, things like that as they're going throughout the set. But with a novice athlete, We want to make sure they know how to feel it first before we just start shouting all these different phrases at them. So let's go ahead and throw a 10 on the bar. Now once I feel comfortable with a hinge, a triple extension, and a catch, we'll put it all together. It'll look more smooth. Go ahead and take it out of the rack. Good, walk it out. Feet in a power position under your hips. Okay, start with a hinge and explode up. Okay, take your time on that triple extension. Really get those hips through. Good, just like that. A couple more. Hips back on the catch. Good. Really shoot those elbows through. Elbows. Good. And that's kind of the teaching progression that I use with a clean variation.